Stress, I tell you. I've been feeling a little bit extra stressed lately. Um, just stuff with work, and I don't know. Even on my days off, like today, I had the day off, and I feel like sometimes I get so tied into a routine that can stress me out a little bit. Uh, I feel like, oh, I got to get this done. Then I got to get this done. And then I got to reach out to this person. Can I get a workout in? I got to do this for this person or check in. And sometimes I forget to, check in on myself and just take a deep breath, We all need to take a deep breath sometimes. Sends oxygen to the brain, helps us think a little bit more clear, helps us relax the body. Deep breathing is a superpower. And for me, when I'm dealing with stress, I look back to the things I did years ago when dealing with stress, the good and the bad. So, when I was younger, if I got stressed out, I'd get home, have a drink. Nowadays, when I get stressed out, sometimes I go home and have a drink. So not everything changes. But on the other end of things, I think of all the practices that I've learned in dealing with anxiety, such as breathing techniques. I'm a big fan of breathing techniques. But sometimes what I've realized is the things that we don't want to face in life, like stress or anxiety, sadness, or a kind of a question of meaning in life, or a question of, or kind of that feeling when you're just feeling a little stale, like nothing's really changing, like you don't have the energy to make the change. Those were the seasons that kind of brought me into new understanding of things. For instance, when I was going through a difficult time, I began to study Buddhism. And that's where I learned a lot of breathing techniques, walking meditation. A lot of the focus was kind of centering in on the moment. And another core message I got from Buddhism was that it is our attachments that lead to suffering. I'm sure you've heard some variation of that. I'm sure you may have kind of seen jokes about it online, maybe, that people are like, oh, like I go through a rough phase, I'm just gonna revoke all my attachments. It doesn't necessarily work that way, but for me, I think the key thing with meditation and that kind of perspective is to acknowledge the attachments, acknowledge that certain relationships, certain behaviors, objects, it could be anything that we attach ourselves to. They provide a sense of familiarity and comfort, and it doesn't make it inherently good or bad. It is just that it's important to be mindful of what we're attached to. So for me, with stress and my routine, I'm attached to getting all these things done, getting that feeling of accomplishment. It's hard for me to just take a day and just lay in bed, watch a movie. I always feel like I'm attached to not even really achievement. It's not like I'm accomplishing some kind of world-class goal. I just always want to kind of keep my life, keep things in balance to an extent. I always feel really off if I'm just kind of not maintaining things in life. And I think there's a good aspect to that. It's all about kind of finding that happy medium, um, which also in Buddhism they talk about the middle path, you know. And I think for me, the stress has been coming up. Just, like I said, work can be stressful. Having obligations can be stressful. Stepping into new dynamics. I've been trying to put myself out there more, and that kind of shakes up the routine, the schedule. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm a complete routine guy. You know what I mean? I can balance in some fun stuff on the fly, but yeah, it can be a stressful time of year around, summer's winding down and it's fall. So my best advice for stress is take those deep breaths, hold them in, and then you got to let them go. And that could be like a metaphor for life. If you're stressed, there's probably something you're holding on to that you should probably let go of. And, I think a lot of people, the other message I would have is to just see your own capacity to do these things, to let things go, let go of this idea that your life has to look this way, or you have to be in this position, or especially let go of any ideas that you're only worthy of love if you do X, Y, Z. You should always be able to foster a sense of love in yourself because you're here. You're on earth. Simple as that. Society can tell you all this stuff about what you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to be, what you should be doing, where you should aim, where you should direct your life. But realistically, you're here. And I think the key part is to just be grateful for the opportunity. It can be real simple. And maybe in that gratitude, you find your direction. That's kind of where I'm at now. Whenever I feel lost, I feel like there was an expectation. And then when I can let go of that expectation, I don't feel lost anymore. And of course, we also need connection. We need to connect with people, connect with ideas, challenge our beliefs, challenge our certain ideas that we hold about ourselves, about other people, and how we interact with other people. But, at the end of the day, we're not on this earth to compete. We're not, I'm not saying competition doesn't exist. I'm just saying it's not the key fabric of life. The key fabric is more of a collaborative aspect of life where we can work together, support one another, and in giving, as corny as it sounds, in giving we receive. When I was a kid, I was like, what are they talking about? But the older I get, I'm like, man, I'm finally understanding it all. So, on that note, take good care of yourself. Take those deep breaths and let it go. Have a blessed day, everybody.